Right on time.
As usual.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? Welcome to uh, the live panel for Never Ever Met Season 2, Episode 8. It's where couples who have been dating each other virtually have never met, bring them in the house together and see how it turns out. And it is Episode 8, and we are down to 5 couples now that Tatiana and Clavassier are gone. We're going to talk about them all. We're going to talk about, of course, we're going to save Alexis to Alexis and Chris to last, like we always do. But normally we talk about the couples by the amount of screen time that they gotten. Right? So, what's going on, Pete? Introduce yourself.
What's going on, world? You already know what it is. It's Paul from Potomac, season Ready to Love. You already know. 100 sightings on IG, and you can find me on my website at www.ptaylorlux.com.
That's right. Definitely go check out the website when you get a chance. I did not introduce myself. I am Tyrone E. Wilson from Ready to Love DC. You may also know me from being the founder and CEO of a company called Cover 6 Solutions, where we focus on cybersecurity training for those trying to get into the industry. And in case you didn't know, we did launch our very first course on the website. So basically, we used to have a bunch of workshops, and we started porting them over to our learning management system. So cover6solutions.com/courses, and you'll see the very first ones. For anyone that's trying to get into the industry, we're creating the content right for you. All right, so let's get into it. We also is trying something new tonight with the comments. Our streaming platform has allowed us to live stream the comments. So down to the bottom right of your screen, right underneath Paul's left shoulder, when folks start commenting, it'll just appear right there. So we're going to try that, see what it looks like. And provided we keep it cute, we'll be all right. So thanks for joining us. Let's go, man. The very first couple we got today is Keke and Brandon.
I got to get my legend out again. You know, these people, you know, I mean, realistically, I'm watching it because, you know, we got Alexis and Chris, which is two people that I know that I don't know, but I know them. So I got to get my legend out for the Never Ever Mets cast, so I can kind of follow along. Because I apologize, it's not that you guys are forgettable; it's just I can't do the names. All right, so we said Keke and Brandon, right? Okay, yeah, okay, I got you.
Yeah, they've been kind of quiet the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really seen a whole lot out of them in this episode either. Like, it wasn't really too much anything going on. You know,
what's going on, Blondie Monique?
Blondie.
Yeah, for them, I think they've pretty much been quiet. If I was gonna say anything, it would have been the way Brandon looked when Jared's sister walked in, because he like him kind of thick.
He was like, "Oh, wait a minute, upgrade, upgrade."
Yeah, he like him kind of thick. The only other thing that I could think of is towards the end of the show, which is a preview for next week. We see Keke tell Brandon about her relations with her ex, and it didn't look like it went over too well. Dang, Paul.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, you got that professional mic and everything. So yeah, it didn't look like it went over too well. So I would expect some drama from them. And the way that it's going, it seems like the show tries to have one couple be the primary focus per show. So I would imagine now that we've seen a little bit of Chris and Alexis arc, that we'll see. And this is just my prediction. We're going to start to see the downfall of. We're going to see the end of Ty. This is just my prediction. We're going to see the end of Ty and Brittany, and then we'll start to see the downfall of Brandon and Keke.
Yeah, for sure. I can see that happening. It seemed like they're setting it up for that to happen. You feel me? But as it pertains to like this episode, I mean, it seemed like they might just be coasting through, but I do get a feeling that there's some stuff that didn't iron out well for them, you know. And let me just say this up front to apologize to everybody, because I'm gonna go off of camera. Because I just, my food just came and I gotta dog it. So but I'm still here on the mic.
Yeah, that's cool. So that it seems like that's about all we got for Keke and Brandon. How many episodes are left? I don't know. I didn't look. In the episode, they were talking about how they're almost done. Like they were talking as if they were coming towards the end. So I would imagine
There's
maybe
10.
yeah,
There's 10 total.
maybe one more episode and then the finale. And hopefully we get a reunion. I don't know if we're going to need 2 parts of the reunion, but hopefully we'll get a reunion. All right. I think the next couple should be Cinco and Jay.
Mm-hmm.
Low key though, I think they troublemakers, man.
Yes. I was going to say, I'm waiting for the explosion between them to be set off. Because they definitely are underground troublemakers.
Yo, it just seemed like anytime another couple fall off, it's because of something one of them started. Either the game or the question.
Mm-hmm.
But it just seemed like that final question be awfully specific.
You ain't lying.
So we're gonna see. So far, so good. I think the only thing that came up was at the dinner table. Cinco need to focus on the foreplay a little bit more.
Yeah, instead of getting to it, he's just spitting on it and then going for it. Hold your saliva, bro.
Yeah. All right. So we got anything else on Cinco and Jay? They were also pretty quiet this episode. Jay did seem like a little troublemaker. I'm gonna just say it. And then especially for the previews for next week, she has some comments for Brittany. I don't think it went over so well. But that is going to be interesting to see. That's all we got on Cinco and Jay, right?
Yeah, nothing too much heavy on that.
Okay. All right. Good one. A good one. Charli and Jared.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, Charli and Jared. Oh, man. So, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
So we saw some things, right? I think if we were going to have a teachable moment, it's the honesty again. And in some ways, it was worse than Cavassier. You know, it's almost as if we're seeing the Jared from episode 1, episode 2, where he can just be a good guy and then not tell the truth but he's good at owning up to his faults and his lies, and he's got the ability to just address it real quick, apologize, and move on.
Right.
You know,
I don't think he ever gave a shit to begin with.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel like at some points he's being brutally honest. You know, he's being brutally honest, and then would apologize once he finds out that it's hurting her, instead of just knowing that that's not the right thing to do.
But I don't think it's that. I think he's self-serving. You know? I think he's trying to just do what he does.
Yeah.
Smashing them.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, but I understand.
Right.
We understand. You know, on set, living in the house, y'all been at it for 4 years. They both wanted it, you know. They both told their truths at the beginning. They moved past it, and it seemed like they had a good week or two. You know, that's what it seems like.
Yeah, I think that he probably was like, man, all right, I had a couple, you know, times in the bed with her. I determined that this is only good for what it's good for. I ain't taking this beyond here. This is what it is.
So,
The end.
if we're gonna get into detail, you know, it was revealed that you know, Jared did come clean about how he voted during the party, and he told Charli that he was the one that said F no to leaving the house, you know, with their partner. And after, you know, we just talked about them having a good week or two. So
Right.
we've seen clips where Charli was mad, overconfident, and kind of, you know, clowning the other ladies on set, you know, because they weren't doing so well. And we seen her, you know, be a little bit shady with it.
What they say, payback is a what?
Yeah, so they're not doing so well now. Charli has no idea who Jared is at this point. She's upset. Her best friend comes to visit. Jared's sister comes to visit. Jared's sister doesn't know about Charli's other 3 kids. And I think this is real revealing, because I see my sister in that situation, you know, and sisters know who their brother is, you know?
Yep.
Sisters know. So, you know, she was aware, it looked like she understood, but she still said, I'm gonna stick by my brother, which is to be expected. And but Charli came strong with it though. She's basically saying, I do well by myself. I ain't never asked him for nothing. I ain't never expected him to not feel some type of way about me having 3 children. I do understand that that's something difficult, but if you would have just been honest with that, I would have understood, and it wouldn't have been an issue. But
Now,
huh?
Now, yeah, you're absolutely right. And I say this, since we're talking about it, this is a teachable moment, not just for her, but for most women. You have all of these kids with all of these messed up prospects, and you think that it's okay that there's somebody sitting there waiting to take on somebody else's responsibility. This is not 1970. This is 2025, right? And given those circumstances, women should be, you know, laying down with men that they know will be there, that's going to show up and you know, commit to the relationship. And so for him, Jared, I feel him because end of the day, I'm not walking into a house with all these kids and I'm going to step in and just, incorporate all these mouths, into my income. I'm just not that generous. Now, I mean, if this had been, a situation where he made a child with her and, and he didn't have any other children out on on his own, I could see him saying, well, I'm going to step up. But I'm not just meeting you and you got 3 kids and I could just go meet somebody that ain't got none. And then and live like that. It's like that. She just said got it all twisted.
Right.
So,
So go ahead.
so my question would be, well, what else did you expect?
So in her defense, I believe that's what she was expecting his response to be. Right. I feel like she's aware that it's 2025. She clearly knows that she has children, but she still didn't ask him for anything. So when he didn't give her that response, then what else is she supposed to think?
Well, how else was he gonna smash her if he gave her that response?
So the teachable moment is with him, not necessarily. I think the
No,
teachable moment is more with him than with her.
no, because listen, anytime you gotta lie and not disclose children that you have, it's because that there ain't too many men out here trying to go run and save you with all them kids. So you wanted to trap him, get him hooked on your looks and other expectations first before you unload it. Else, you would have told him and had that conversation before y'all even met.
So they explain that. They explain why she kept it from him. She talked through that.
Why does
But
she keep
that's
it from? Why she keep it from him?
because she does understand that it's a lot of responsibility. And as a man, that's an answer that you know right away, right? No matter how fine a woman is, no matter how much you want to smash, if you just wanted to smash, you could just say, we're just going to smash. But to carry it like the possibility is there that you would be a provider, then that's something that they're working on. It's not like she fell deeply in love and was expecting to just go home and ride off into the sunset the next day. They only been there for what, a week or two?
Hmm. Yeah, but that's the thing. She was trying to, get. Yeah, exactly. She's a scammer. She like Jay said, she was trying to set it up and like, yo, what I'm gonna do is do X, Y, and Z. And she was like, damn, they got me over here pumping all this milk and shit between breaks. I gotta just come out and say it. Because if she wasn't pumping or whatever and disappearing off set to, do that, this probably wouldn't have came out until episode 8.
So I think I would agree with you if there was a situation like Cavassier, where from what we saw, he ended up having sex with her before she told him the truth. Like if Charli let him smash before she told him about the kids, then I could see that. But he knew.
Yeah, but he's like, yo, you wasted my time. I gotta get something out of this.
Come on, man. And that's on him. That's on him for being dishonest.
No, listen. It's not just him. She played in this game. Remember, these people he's over the phone talking to her. So not only does she not have just a brand new kid, but she's already got other kids that's been in the wing chilling. And the first level of transparency when you meet somebody is you don't have to, get down to granular detail about who and why and all this other stuff about your kids. But if somebody asks you, do you have children? The first thing you should say if you have them is yes. And if you say no, then you a deadbeat, mom or dad.
Okay, so that counts both ways. They both
Yeah,
got
that's what I said, mom or dad.
So they both told their truths, and now they're even.
No, it doesn't. It's not even because I can understand her just now having a baby and not wanting to disclose that she has a very small infant or whatever. And then him saying, well, you know what? I just had one too. So now you got two people that just had newborns or whatever, and they trying to, figure that out. That's okay. I get that. But what I don't get is how did you have all these other kids, you know, along with that package? And you trying to say that, oh, by the way, I do have like, three other ones plus the infant. Come on, man.
Okay. I still don't understand how that's a trap.
It's a trap because she wouldn't have told him had she not been out pumping milk. She would have got him looped in, and got him to the point where, okay, I got him. He liked me. He liked me like that. He liked me, or maybe I put it on him so much that he's going to go balls to the wall. I just don't see a scenario where any woman of good character denies the fact that she has children regardless, because most women is like, yeah, I got these kids, and what, you ain't gonna take care of them? Then fuck out of here. I don't see good character in people that deny their children.
But they both did.
Well, yeah, and that's a character flaw on him as well. But what I'm saying is this: before he had a baby, and let me go back to my notes. Before I lay into this, let me first complete my total analysis. Okay, here we go. All right, I'm about okay. Yep, perfect. Now let's get back to it. I get it. I just had to remind myself and make sure I knew what I was going to talk about. So they knew each other for 4.5 years. She strung him along all this time with these kids and never said a goddamn word about them children. And then, so, through the midst of this stuff, he had a baby at the end, last year. But for almost 4 years, she been lying to this man, talking about, I ain't got no kids. And then meanwhile, you pregnant as hell. You getting smashed, you pregnant as hell. All of this time with another kid. Come on, man. Who's playing the games? Who's playing the games? You can't defend that.
Okay.
Even I know you want to, but this is the one that you can't defend, bro.
But it means it sounds like you're justifying him now stringing her along just to smash. Mm-mm. It's almost as if you're saying that part is okay.
No.
So if that was so bad, right? If that's so bad that what she did, hiding the kids.
This is what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. I'm saying that had she not been pumping breast milk, she had a plan. That plan was entrapment by way of either sexual favor, looks, things of that nature. Because she didn't have the courage to tell him that she already had 3 kids. So, period. Before the next one.
So this is just me playing that devil's advocate, right? Mm-hmm. 4 years go by. He clearly ain't really make no effort to be serious or go see her or investigate. They never met. 4.5 years.
Rightfully so, though, given her behavior.
But that's something, if he was serious, he would have popped up or flew her out or been to her spot so he could see that for himself.
Here's the thing. What I'm trying to tell you is this. There's a level of transparency that was skipped. And so therefore, immediately, I don't care what he did, what she did, the days coming up to the show. Mm-hmm. This whole foundation was built on her lies and deception to start out with. And so who knows, the last year, maybe he was feeling like something is off here and I need to just try and see what's going on out here in the real world, and met somebody else. And then they said, oh, let's try to meet. And he's like, well, okay, I don't want it to be weird, but now I got this kid, yada, yada, yada. You understand what I'm saying? But, whatever the case may be, she built the foundation on lies. And when you build on lies and you have conversations and things like that, stuff starts to get off, right? And the way you move doesn't make sense because you're always defending the lie. So if you have to take the kids to the dentist's office and you talking about you work or whatever, or you always putting the phone on mute, so you can yell at the kids and then you come back, like nothing happened. People see how you moving like that. And so if that was me, I'd be like, yo, you moving like mad ass weird. What's going on? You good? Like every time I talk, you got the mute on. You talking about you're tired all day because you've been cooking, but you're the only person there. Why you ain't get McDonald's or something? Like what the hell's going on?
Yeah. So let me ask you a question. How would you have responded upon hearing that she got 4 kids?
How would I have responded?
Yeah.
Okay, if I was in Jared's shoes, if it was just me, and she said I got 4 kids, I'm thinking like, damn, I need all of the big pieces of chicken. You know what I mean? I don't know if I have the capacity to deal with somebody else's four kids. I mean, I was, when I was married, right? I had my ex-wife had a kid. He was a small child when I first met her. And then we had kids, 2 years later. And that's a different dynamic because that's an incorporated family. I have an investment here that I want to protect, not only myself, not only my kids, but her son, because me and him had a bond, and then I wanted to protect her. So yes, I would do it in that circumstance. I'm not coming into a pre-made family to pay everybody's bills, and then I don't even know if I'm gonna like you all like that.
So I think Jared.
So I would have bounced.
So I think he would. I think he did know about at least one.
Yeah,
right?
one.
Chat. He was aware of at least one. So would you still have stayed to smash?
Most definitely.
No.
I'm
No.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that, but I definitely wouldn't have. I definitely would have been straight up about that, though. I would have been like, look, there's definitely limits for how this relationship is going to go, but we could stay to have fun. I think I would have been open and honest about that part instead of leading her on.
Now, let me be devil's advocate. Jared probably was like, I need to see if this thing can change my mind. And it didn't work. And he said, and he went back to who he was in the beginning.
Yeah. He admitted to bouncing back and forth. And when he was saying it, I was like, I was wondering what was making him change his mind. The boom boom room visits.
Yeah, I mean,
he said, today I'm thinking about it. It's a maybe.
Mm-hmm. I mean, listen, are you going to buy, would you go and buy a Maybach Mercedes that had 173,000 miles, but it was 2023?
Come on, man. That's
you
a
gonna
lot.
pay,
That's
you gonna pay $100,000 for that? Or are you gonna say, man, that's too many miles on that car. It don't even run as good as it should have.
But that's something you know right away. You be honest with right away.
You don't know that.
But you do know. You do know when you see the odometer on that Mercedes, that is not for you.
Let me tell you this.
You still be like, you know what? Let me take it for the test drive anyway.
Now listen, bro.
Because I might buy you.
I cannot commit to a woman without driving that vehicle first. I need to drive it and I need to run it to the ground first to see how it hold up. And if it holds up, then
Pio say you need a full automobile audit.
yes. I need to know. Oh, sorry.
Oh man. Yeah, so that was good. It's good that we both played devil's advocate on both sides.
Yeah.
What do you think the future for them is?
Grim and over after this 9th episode.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I don't think if they had a future, I would be shocked. They ain't gonna have that.
So who would be the one lying if they kept going?
Well, it'd be Jared at this point because I mean, unless she got a baby dad that was hanging out somewhere doing something that he didn't know about, like while they were recording the show. But other than that, all her cards is out on the table. So at this point, he's probably like, man, nobody care nothing about nothing. I mean, I'm here for the smash and dash.
Yeah, I mean, if he really cares, seemed like he could have a good life. She make a whole lot more than he do.
You know what they say? Money ain't everything.
Oh, I know. That's something I'd have recognized immediately and been like, hey, one or two, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. But yeah.
Like four kids plus yours, that's 5 instantly. So you taking care of like 7 people to be with her.
Yeah.
I ain't doing that.
Yeah, I would definitely just use this time to back away. You had your fun and just be open and honest and say, hey, we could keep having fun.
Yep.
While we're here, there ain't nothing gonna happen after this, right? Before you start to have relationships with the kids and then walk away, because that would be even worse.
Right.
That'd be even worse. But if I had to guess, the smart thing would be, just to let it die out, go live your life, try to make the best of it. And then later on, if you still want to get together, have fun on the side, once you know what it is and it ain't going to amount to much, hey.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have, I mean, if I was him, I would, there's some pressure to that for sure, but
yeah.
Man.
Yeah. All right. Charli, Jared, I think we both think it's a wrap for y'all, but we think that's the smart decision for both of y'all. Put it invested 4 years, had your fun. It is what it is. I feel like if it was really about being serious, y'all would have been open and honest. And a foundation built on dishonesty, ain't no telling what else y'all ain't talk about.
Right.
All right. Brittany and Ty.
Oh boy.
So we could work backwards.
Let me pull up my chart.
Once you get to the blatant disrespect, and that's something that we left out about Clavassier and Tatiana last week, because Tatiana did call him a bitch. Once you get to the blatant disrespect, there ain't really much to do.
Nah, you
after that, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Yeah, you refer to me and with that word, and we definitely are.
Yes.
We ended.
Yeah, because if you don't respect me enough, or I haven't done enough to instill respect out of you, for you to still let that come out of your mouth, it's a wrap.
Yeah,
I failed somewhere, That's a wrap.
And so, yeah, in this case, though, that we talking about, yeah, homegirl put her fingers in his face.
Yeah.
That's something that you don't never do that shit to a grown man.
I mean, he was out of line, but that's too much. So just let's go back to the beginning. So it started off with them reminiscing about the date, and he was with the fellas, kind of being himself again. Talk about we had the lobster, we had the crab legs, got it a baked potato, loaded. Yo, he was serious about that loaded line too. Loaded.
Like I loaded it up.
So she did say she had a good time, but it came out, the game at the table, Cinco. No, I don't think it was Cinco, but Cinco did start the game. It just so happened that Ty got that question. No, Cinco asked the question. The question was about the sexual. Do you guys think that your partner is sexually compatible?
Right.
They asked Brittany first. Took a little while to answer, which means the answer is a no. And that's cool. She could have said, I don't really know yet because we ain't been there. I don't know. Just left it at that.
Right.
And then let him figure out if that's good or bad. So now he in his feelings. They ask him, and he straight up said no. When he know damn well, he know that if he got it, he would be enjoying himself.
That part.
He been trying to get it for weeks. You know what I mean? So for him to still say no, we know he was in his feelings.
Right.
But it's cool. I think she's just not attracted to him. I think she lost it a while ago, maybe at the pool when he was getting loud.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know how somebody give you the ick and it's just it's just hard to
the ick stick.
Hard to turn that leaf. I think that happened early, and she was trying, to recall all the good memories they may have had online and give it a shot and not go out like some of the other couples. But he not being respectful to her either. You know what I mean? Like he get in his feelings, he loud talk her, he over talk her. So I get it. And in the end, it's a wrap for them. I think they should just walk away before it get violent. You know what I mean? Because they already kind of getting physical, man.
Yeah, somebody gonna slap the shit out of somebody.
That's not funny. Like we're not laughing at the violence part. We're not laughing at the violence part, but it's getting there already. Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, so we were talking about that emotional maturity with what was his name? Irvin?
Yeah.
I want to say his name was Irvin. When things ain't going his way, he ain't getting the hugs, he ain't get the feelings, he ain't get the touches that he wanted. Even after doing all the things he thought he was doing well, loaded. Then he got in his feelings. Instead of taking a step back and saying, what is it about me that's making her feel this way? Instead of automatically assuming what's wrong with her.
But see, you know what though? There's a, and this is no shade to nobody or whatever. So I'm just going, say it like that. But talking to somebody over the phone, talking to them and all that stuff and getting to know them and then finally meeting them in the real world is two different things. There's like some things you can't experience over the phone, like aura, right? You can't experience the vibe. You don't know what these people smell like, Maybe he walking around wearing Brute cologne or whatever. And she's like, I don't like that, or and it's off-putting, or she was off-put by one thing or another. So the over the phone experience probably didn't meet her real world expectations because she had a whole package in her head as to what it was going to be when he showed up day one when they met, and he could never recover because it's just a goalpost moving all the time.
Yeah, maybe she was seeing the dapper Ty. That Ty that we see in the cut screens on the couch in the interview with the hat on, looking fly. But then she see him at the pool acting up.
Right.
Yeah. So we both agree it's a wrap.
It's a wrap
for them.
Yeah. It's called a representative. I know.
All right.
You're right, though.
Alexis and Chris. You go first.
Chris. My dude. Like, I've never seen a man that is just me. Chris, I mean, I don't know, I don't know what you've been through in life. I don't know, I don't know nothing. But I would never call in a therapist to tell me how to deal with somebody's sexual nature or what, may appear to be aggressive, whatever. Like 40, you 35, you should be in your prime. 47, they in their prime. Like, let's do what prime shit do. And if you ain't there, bro, have enough nuts to say, I'm just not with this. Like, I don't think that this is going to be a good fit. And you can leave. Nobody said you had to stay the whole 10 episodes, only that we know at the end of the day, say, Alexis, she was just too damn aggressive for me. So I had to back off. Like, come on, bro. You don't have to do all of that. So it comes off crazy on television. It's like, what is it? Do you not like, her? Do you just don't care, right now for nothing? Like, what's going on? It just doesn't look good on TV.
Yeah, like it comes off as like you're afraid.
Yeah.
You're a grown man. Set the tone. Be like, relax, chill.
Right.
I got you. Like, you'll know when it's time. You just be ready.
Right. And if you do that one time, you say that shit one time, like, and the thing is, though, I know that he's not alpha man. He's very beta, because when you be like, hold on now, that's beta mentality. My thing would be like, hey, if you start to, you know what I mean? You don't want to start. You don't want to do this right now.
In front of all these people.
Yeah, because this will be, this will be a whole different thing. You know what I mean? You're gonna get rated off.
How you say? The whole room gonna get dark.
Right. You know what I'm saying? You don't sit there and be like, ooh, you great. Hey, hold on, pace yourself now. You got your hand like 2 inches away.
Yeah. So So like if we go to the beginning, so it started off with them immediately talking about Alexis's control issues, and she may be too aggressive, and then you hear his cousin say, her mouth can kind of get to him. And again, like that just led me to believe that he's either afraid or either that or he don't want to hurt her feelings. Either way, he need to be honest.
Yeah,
be honest. We did get some of his background story finally, about his past and some of the things that he's seen and been through. And it sounds like it's been a lot, right? And it makes me think what else he hasn't revealed yet, that's affecting his nature right now.
I mean,
I'm not going to say he's submissive. I'm just saying.
But come on, man.
It's a little different. It is a little different.
So here's my thing. Like in my house, I run that shit, right? And if you run your house and you can't just have your house being dictated by somebody that doesn't live there, right? And so if your body is your house, you don't just sit there and let somebody else dictate. You be like, yo, I'm going to let you know what's good. But for now, just cool out and leave it as that. But when you start saying, oh, you're making me feel this way, then, it's like blood in the water. You know what I'm saying? And then also at the same time, how can you respect that as a woman? You're moving like that.
Yeah. So I understand it's on camera. I'm probably sure he's trying to find the right words to say and do, because he's clearly a lot different when he's on the couch by himself, than in live action. We did get to see a date, though, finally. We got to see a date with them. We got to see some footage. I didn't want to critique his... I didn't want to critique the hands that much. But I figured he could have hit the bag. He could have gave it 1-2 a little bit harder to move her off the bag. You know what I mean? Something
like his hand. You know what?
You gotta let her know.
He was hitting that bag like how you hit people when you sleep and you're fighting in your dream.
At some point, he's supposed to hit the bag to let her know that the strength is there.
Okay.
1 or 2 times. I don't know if he did it. We ain't see it,
Yeah, you won't want to be holding my bag.
He's supposed to catch you with a quick left or something just to let her know.
I got it in me. Real shit. I mean, come on, man. You know what I mean?
But it looked like they did talk through some things. They even got with the therapist. Hey, I know you scrunching up your face, man. Bro. I know. Everyone else went to the therapist, though. You know what I mean? Maybe he just need to hear it from somebody of authority.
He like, well, I need help with this one because she just too aggressive. And every time I turn around, she's just on me. And my love language ain't that. Come on, bro. Come on, my dude. Like, no therapist. I can understand, because, they are good at what they do in terms of, helping you navigate, your thought process and all that stuff. But as a man dealing with a woman in a physical type of capacity, and she ain't beating your ass, and you got to get therapy. Come on, man. Man, please. Come on, bro. Like, oh, man, she's going to make me want to do something, and I don't want that, so I need therapy. Come on, bro. Chris, bruh. Whew. I sentence you, Chris, to 20 consecutive nights with real niggas. Okay? You've been sentenced. All right, I'm sorry. We can continue.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, I need a second after that. But yeah, again, it's different. You know, it's different.
Yeah.
But it does seem like it's starting from a clean slate. It does seem like they came to an understanding that, you know, slowly but surely they could start making some progress. And he kissed her multiple times.
You know, that. Come on, you don't make me chime in on. Hey, listen, if he's shooting for acting gig, there you go. That was so Hollywood. That was so come on, bro. You got to kiss with emotion and feeling and passion. I believe in this, and you did none of that.
What was funny is that it still looked like Lex reached up and grabbed him by the back of his neck.
Like, bring it in. Now she's aggressive. And
you know what? He asked her to, right?
Yeah.
He said, hit me with that jab. Something.
Mm-hmm. So there was something that I think they chopped off. I want to say they chopped off when Alexis made the statement of, she said this, and I called this out day one. She said, in my culture, it's normal for women to be aggressive. And when I heard that, I think there probably was more context to that they didn't deliver on purpose, because they wanted to make it seem like, oh, in your culture, because on the surface you look like a Black American woman.
Uh-huh.
And but at the end of the day, if that's just the way that Caribbean women, that's how they move.
Yeah.
So
she did say that she did admit to being assertive, a little aggressive, but she did say it doesn't mean she can't be feminine.
Right. And then that's when she said, I held the bag through his weak ass punches.
Yo, damn.
All right, I quit, Chris, man. I quit, bro. I had to.
I was found, because they still got to give Alexis the last word on yeah. Ain't no way you still there is zero chance that I let you stand behind that bag and you get away with it scot-free.
Yeah.
Zero chance.
Yeah. I'm like, damn, that motherfucker hit like a bull.
Zero chance. It's a bag.
Yeah,
you standing behind the bag.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna feel this strength at least once or twice.
Mm-hmm.
There's zero chance.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Crazy.
All right. So what's our predictions for Alexis and Chris?
I mean, I said this by episode 6, maybe 5 or whatever. It's gonna be one of those things where they shake hands. He's gonna be like, well, Alexis, spending time with you was great, but I just want to be amicable. And I want to shake your hand before we go home. And maybe we can keep in touch. But that's about it. Don't be aggressive. And they gonna leave, and he's gonna leave, she's gonna leave. In the story. No?
I'm 50-50. I'm torn, man.
Nah, that ain't going
I'm torn.
nowhere. That's going
So
nowhere.
like I feel like it's two things. I feel like one is them, and two, what makes sense for the show.
The show.
I know you're laughing because at this point, only one couple would make it then.
Well,
Because it ain't but 3 couples left
I think
that got a chance.
I think Keke and what's his face might go the distance. I mean, they probably might break up in like 3 weeks after the show, but I think they might go the distance and try to get it figured out and work through everything they got to work through. I know goddamn well Jared ain't, but that's a whole another story. But go ahead.
And I'm only saying that because we didn't think they would make it this far.
Right.
So this the only progress we've seen in this episode 8. But I was saying for weeks that I felt like the show was saving something. It feels like they're saving something for like a character arc or something.
I don't see.
I'm torn. I'm torn. So you can think about,
I don't see him and her going a distance at all. I know that what's his name? AJ or wait, not AJ. Damn. Let me go back. Cinco and Jay. Cinco and Jay are gonna make it because they're gonna fake it. I don't think, like I said, I think that they have a plastic relationship, right? It is really only molded and will be what they want people to see it as. It's not based off of true emotion. It's based off of, look at me.
Okay. So I think we got one more episode, right? So we got one more episode and then the finale. But I feel like there's so many more topics that we have to talk about to complete their arc. So we saw Cinco and Jay finally talk about the future when they were showing the preview for the next episode. When they was talking about the sun and where they're gonna live and stuff. I could see some type of conversation happening with Alexis and Chris, where he might start mentioning he want a kid or something. This is just me guessing. And I feel like there are gonna be some questions that come up, and you've been there, right? There's a certain part of the show where everybody find their respectful out, right? They find a respectful way to get off the show. Most people.
Yeah.
And I could probably see him finding something to keep it amicable. Or if he don't want no kids, he clearly don't have none now at 35. Maybe that's okay for him to chill for a bit and see how it go.
All right, so now I'll say this. Like I said, I see that the show has. You got to look at Chris and Alexis throughout the whole show, right? They were backdroppers, kind of. They played different parts in other people's situations, right? But there wasn't a whole lot of context other than what we said, what we were shown. She's aggressive, he's passive. She's aggressive, he's passive. That's all we saw was that energy, all the way up to this final couple of episodes. So now what they said is, okay, we're going to smooth it all over, show a great date they had a good time and they walked into some chaos and whatever while they had a great time out. So it makes it look like, hey, they're getting back on track and they're resetting. So they want them to leave this show and still have respective, um, views on how their breakups were, right? And let it be what it is, right? They and that's going to be that. Jared and what his girl or whatever, they showed her and him arcing, him saying, you know what, man, I ain't really fucking with you all like that. Anyway, I just want you to know. So now we know that it's already heading down that road. They're going to have an emotional ending for her because he's going to basically say, nah, I'm cool. I'm off of this. He's going to walk away feeling great. She's going to be stuck picking up the pieces. Go over to what's his name? What's Keke and Brandon. They're gonna say, well, you know what? I don't know. He's gonna be like, there's still things that I didn't like about you, but I at the same time I saw you go through the drinking stuff and you listen to me and blah blah blah. And they're gonna go out in a smooth way of, let's stay together and try to figure it out. And then, like I said, the Brittany and Ty, no, they won't even make it to past episode 9, I'm sure, because she almost got her damn finger bit off when she's pointing that shit in his face. So we know that's just going to be dead in the water. And then Cinco and Jay, they probably quit each other the week of the show ending. But they wanted to look good on TV. Um, I don't think that they got a whole lot of substance to them at all. Um, I mean, they seem like they might be able to go kick it and have a nice time or whatever and be friends, but this is not going to be, nothing long term. I would be shocked.
Yeah. I agree with most of it. Cinco and Jay, I always said I wanted to see how they handle conflict. Charli and Jared, done. Brittany and Ty, done. Keke and Brandon, we saw that she's still talking about the ex. And we just talked about relationship built on lies and dishonesty.
Right.
And I think that's what separates Alexis and Chris, is that we haven't seen anything negative aside from what we would want to see in a couple, right? We would want to see them at each other. But if the only thing that we can say that's negative about them is the fact that Alexis likes Chris a lot and it's aggressive, then that's not as bad as every other couple. Because even Cinco and Jay, there's a questionable action there about Cinco's past with multiple men in the same day. Like, I feel like every other couple has something that you can't forgive, except for Alexis and Chris.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, and I don't. Look, I'll clarify one thing that you said that I don't agree with, and that is, I don't think Alexis likes him a lot. I think she likes him in the capacity of, I'm good if you good. If you're not good, then it is what it is. I'll go my own way. I don't think she has a whole lot emotionally invested in him, but she would give him a chance. I think,
Yeah,
if he
I can see that.
yeah.
I can see that. But, she said, I ain't never had this much trouble with a young boy.
Okay.
So
Right.
maybe that's just him, his past. I don't know.
Yeah.
We touched on this so many times.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be really interested to see how this plan pans out. I wish they would just, drop the shit like Netflix and just let us get all the episodes.
Yeah. Nichelle Nicole made a comment about it's not believable even if they make it, which is worse. And I'm trying to understand what's the part that's not believable.
Yeah. I would like to see
what's the part that's not believable? Like, do you think that he out of her league? Because we seen him in them spandex.
Sure.
We seen him in the spandex. We seen him throw a punch. What is unbelievable?
Chris and his parents.
Unless it's something that you know personally,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The shade.
No, I'm not throwing. I wasn't trying to be shady, but yeah.
Yeah.
So while we're waiting on that, like I said, I still think it could go 50-50.
Yeah. I guess. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Yeah, it might. It's gonna be interesting. Hold on, your mic is dead.
Yeah, he said it came. I think it's unbelievable. Perhaps the fact that he came from another show and off another courtship with another maybe. Yeah, I mean, he wouldn't be the only one.
Right.
He wouldn't be the only one. So there was people that was still dating, knowing that you're on a dating show. He said, I think Chris acts like he didn't like her until the last episode. No chemistry plus the age difference. I doubt it. Okay. I think his comments about her have been off-putting. He mentioned her size. Well, he did. He said she wasn't that athletic. I mean,
but
maybe she not. Her so-called aggression and rarely has anything positive to say, so he magically just turns that around. Yeah, like I tend to take the emotion out of it and try to hear his explanation, and in his explanation, although it sounded, it's not the explanation you would want to hear or want him to say, but clearly he don't be thinking like everybody else. You know what I mean? He clearly don't be thinking about like everyone else. Like he be misspelling basic words. So, and in me being me, I know what it feels like to not be like everybody else mentally. So I understand,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I also understand childhood background and mental health and all that stuff. So I can understand when, because it got me in trouble, where aggression feels a lot worse than it would feel to everyone else. And it may not just be the aggression. He may not know how to say that her ability or my inability to detect what she may do gives me anxiety, right?
Yes,
and it's being described as aggression.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you don't know what a woman gonna do or say or act, then I can understand how it can make you anxious.
Yeah, but I mean, he said that she was controlling.
And
I mean, controlling. But this is what I noticed. Now, he called her controlling because he didn't have control.
Yes. So what I got to say about that is, you got a little sister? Do you have a little sister?
Me?
Yeah,
No, I'm the youngest.
I have a little sister, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes that relationship feels like when the puppies grow up together,
Mm-hmm.
and the older puppy, don't know that it's bigger than the younger puppy,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and so the younger puppy, which is the sister, is still barking around like she
Mm-hmm.
the boss, and
Mm-hmm.
it just gives you anxiety, and
Mm-hmm.
it feels like it's controlling you, only because your anxiousness don't know how to put you in the right frame of mind to control that situation, because
Right.
you can't control it, makes you feel like the other person is controlling it.
Right. So because you aren't in control, she's out of control.
Yeah,
Basically.
but it's not like she's being
Mm-hmm.
controlling at all. It's just
No. Yeah. Exactly.
you were just being submissive.
Right. And you don't know how to not submit. I mean,
But
so.
I understand, because I submit to my little sister often, because I don't know if she's gonna snap, and she hasn't snapped in
Mm-hmm.
years. But I feel like, because I have seen it before,
Mm-hmm.
that it could happen.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, to me, controlling is where was you at last night and why didn't I hear from you until, 15 minutes after 1?
yeah.
And what are you going to the store for? And how long are you going to be there? And what time do you think you'll be back? That's control. Not, oh shit, you know what? Come here, let me touch up on you, or let me hug you, or let me be affectionate towards you.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want that. But okay, so you don't want that, and because I'm giving it to you means that that I'm being controlling. Come on, man. You know. Not offering to do laundry.
Yeah. I think all the things that we thought were gonna be negative about Lex, the show has cleaned up almost everything.
Yeah, that's
You know.
true.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I think the show's giving you a good look.
Yeah, that's true. Because in the beginning, like it had her super
Talkative,
like
like talking about the secrets and all that stuff.
right.
And she was like, I ain't know.
Mhm.
I'm talking about something else.
Tuh.
yeah, y'all, y'all on some extra secrets.
Okay.
I only know the first one.
Right.
But yeah, and she's been able to adjust too. So I think she's doing everything right for the most part.
Yeah.
You know, if it's too much, all right, bro, I'll back off.
Mm-hmm.
I'll back off.
Right.
It's it's here if you want
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Meanwhile, he's probably like, look, Lex, I'm just trying to survive the show.
it. And then the friend brought the condoms.
Oh yeah.
Was that a call? Was that a text message?
Like, yo, I need some of them things, bro. Yeah, I mean, unless they didn't have the right size, you know what I mean? There already, because I think they had a bowl of them at the Boom Boom Room.
Yeah. So there's another comment. It said the TV screen, I'll put it up. The TV screen not giving chemistry, and the only Jay and Cinco showing signs of life. But we only know that Jay and Cinco went in the shower. We ain't really see them be
No.
affectionate or nothing, aside from the first date where I think he made the shot and gave her a kiss for the shot.
Yeah, I ain't buying Jay and Cinco. And I think that, I think Cinco might have had it, you know, kind of, he probably was on the up and up at first,
uh-huh.
but realized that he was with somebody that is grandiose, that always wants to look good, even in
Uh-huh.
bad
Uh-huh.
bad times. and don't want to look flawed and wants to be perfect. You feel me? So he bought into that narrative, but he's probably in the inside stewing like, man, what the,
Yeah. Now I do think Cinco and Jay are good at relationships. I think they're good at having the conversations. I think they're good at asking the questions. But when it came to testing their knowledge of each other, they lost.
They ain't interested in each other.
Yeah, so they still lost when they thought that they were going to be the clear winners. So, and I think it's because like I end up watching every episode like multiple times and doing the sound bites. I can get the transcripts and everything. So she said they smashed, but they may not be the touchy type. I don't know. They've been athletically distant lovers since they. Who's that?
I mean, maybe.
Okay.
Jay is a walking red flag. Yeah, I agree. Anybody that sits there and cuss you out because they got caught being human, right? You let them see my bad side of me. Walk away, bro. Just go on home.
Yeah.
Call it a day.
But it was real bad though.
It don't matter.
It was real bad.
It don't matter because at the end of the day, the thing is you are always going to have to live up to that grandiose spotlight that mark that she's benchmark that she's placing on you. I'm not trying to live up to the shadows of what somebody else's thoughts want me to be or whatever. You're gonna have to just deal with it and take that shit. And if you can, bye. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, they're trying to be better than others. Yeah, no doubt. Your mic is gone, bro. Come back.
Yeah, so let me take this off. Let's talk next week. Hopefully I remember it all, but they did show some previews. One was Brandon and Keke. They ask her about her ex, or she admits to her still having feelings with the ex. Brandon didn't seem to like that too much. We saw Jay and Brittany kind of going at it, and Jay saying Brittany being touchy-feely with the other men makes her look like a. I don't want to say the word. Y'all put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat.
Yeah. I don't remember seeing more on Alexis and Chris. And I don't remember seeing more about Charli and Jared.
No, I don't either.
Okay. Question for the chat. Did Jared seem like a totally different person with his sister around? Because I feel like, you can't hide the truths. You can't hide the truths from sis. And she gave him that look, because I felt like she was willing to be on his side. But then when Charli told sis that he was lying this whole time, she was like, bruh, I can only be with you for so much, but hey, I'm gonna stick by my brother.
I mean,
yeah,
that's real shit.
Yeah. So Tamisha said she interested in that session between Jay and Brittany because she been Okay. Yeah, we're gonna see. Maybe we get some drama. All right. You got any closing comments or any closing comments in the chat? I'll put them up on the screen. How y'all think the next few episodes are gonna go? We want to know what you think.
Yeah, I was trying to catch the
Lex,
I was trying to catch
Lex,
the I'm sorry, go ahead.
Lex did put it up. Do y'all think Lex and Chris make it to the boom boom room?
Listen. All right, I'm gonna tell you this. If they made it to the boom boom room, they went in and then Chris immediately walked out and probably was like, you know what? I don't think I can do this right now. If that happened.
Listen.
I know they didn't spend any amount of time in there.
We go into the boom boom room at least once.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know why you wouldn't. Like, you know what I
mean? we go on at least once. Now, if we don't go back, then you know what it is.
Right. Oh man.
Yo. I think maybe they walked through the door or something.
Yeah. I don't know.
I could, you know what's crazy is I could see them get into the boom boom room and just cuddling or something.
Yeah. Like, you know what? I just want to hold you tonight. We could did that downstairs.
I want to see if I could make it through the night and not be physical.
Yeah, like, look, if you let us sleep together tonight and we make it through, next time we're gonna go all the way.
Come on, man. Oh man.
Oh, bruh. Oh my God.
Yo, y'all are hilarious.
I mean,
oh man.
I'll be honest, man. Like, you know, here's my thing. I would never let that part play out on camera. Like, if you know, as a G, I'm like, you know, I'm gonna be a G about this. And then when we get off camera, like, yo, man, we need to ease up just a little bit because you're doing too much. I would never be on TV going out like, oh no, stop, please don't. You know, almost sound like security.
Yeah, I mean,
I ain't going out like that.
Everybody different. I could see him thinking that him saying something would make her look worse than it is. I could see him thinking that.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, like, and I wish I met him before the show because I could have a kind of a different read or take or whatever, you know, but I never met him in the real world. You know what I mean? So based off of television, Chris, man, you going out like a sucker, bro.
But he did say something like, hey, if he get in the room, he gonna knock it down.
Yeah.
he seemed pretty confident, right? He seemed pretty confident. I think who was there? Was it the cousin? He was. He was talking to the cousin. He was like, "Hey, you got the." He said, "You get to that boom boom room." We say, "Goddamn right."
I mean, of course, you're gonna talk. You're gonna put on for your homies and your people. Like, yeah, you know, I'd be going in, I'd be tearing stuff up, man. Come on, man. I turn into Lou Ferrigno.
Don't you be like a little kid. Oh, smell my finger. Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me
Oh
stop.
my
No,
God.
we cool. We cool. All right. So I want to thank y'all for joining us.
Yeah.
We're gonna have 2 more episodes. I guess that's the word. So we'll be back next Tuesday to talk about episode 9. PD, you want to close out?
Yeah. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am P.O. from Potomac, and I'm 100 sightings on Instagram. And then I also have a website. It's www.pterralux.com. And guess what? I just dropped my first shoe, and this one is high quality Napa leather. You got to check it out. That's it.
Yes, definitely go and check that out. I rock the P. Taylor shirts all over downtown, Delray, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm. Hey, them shirts is lovely.
Thank you,
Nice
brother. And
design.
yeah,
Fit me well.
I got something else coming up for you too, bro.
Okay. Colors is vibrant. All that. Check it out. For those that don't know me, I am Tyrone Wilson from Ready to Love DC. You also may know me as the founder of Cover 6 Solutions, where we focus on cybersecurity training and consulting. So there's 2 sides of the company. There's one side where we do the training and the meetup groups for those that are new to cybersecurity. But then on the other side, I am a nerd. I've been in the tech field for 30 years. So I do a lot of consulting and vulnerability assessments and all that stuff. So I will be doing a lot more vlogging, but I'm trying to chill. If y'all see my background change, it's because I closed on the house. So I'm almost there, y'all. I'm almost there. If this work out, then we might have some studio sessions at the crib. So wish me luck. Maybe in another day, 24 hours from now, it'll be under contract. So just the process could be a little draining at times. But thank y'all.
When you like Ty and you can afford a $10,000 mortgage a month, a lot of bricks on that house. Okay. The contract is way longer than you don't get the short contract, all right? The long one.
Nah, I think I kept it simple, man. I kept it simple, kept it quick. I did get the buy downs though. I got
there you go.
I did get the buy downs. I got the 5-point buy down. So
yeah, that buy down is better than than holding the money.
Yeah.
Don't give me the money, I'll take the buy down early.
All right. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for joining us. Thank y'all so much for the support. And we will see y'all next week. All right.